you're back. So, how went your first real contract? A bit more exciting than what Nazir's been offering? Oh, very good. Very good indeed. You, my dear, are going to fit in here quite nicely. Now, I need your assistance with a matter of a more, personal nature. It's Cicero. Ever since he arrived, his behavior's been, well, erratic would be an understatement. I do believe he is truly mad, but it's worse than that. He's taken to locking himself in the Night Mother's chamber and talking to someone in hushed but frantic tones. Who is he speaking with? What are they planning? I fear treachery. Represent us well, brother. Ah, you're back. So, how went your first real contract? A bit more exciting than what Nazir's been offering, I'd wager? Ah, you're back. So, how went your first real contract? A bit more exciting than what Nazir's been offering, I'd wager? Ah, you're back. So, how went your first real contract? A bit more exciting than what Nazir's been offering, I'd wager? Ah, you're back. So, how went your first real contract? A bit more exciting than what Nazir's been offering, I'd wager? Ah, you're back. So, how went your first real contract? A bit more exciting than what Nazir's been offering, I'd wager? Ah, you're back. So, how went your first real contract? A bit more exciting than what Nazir's been offering, I'd wager? Ah, you're back. So, how went your first real contract? Very well. I respect your discretion. Now, I need your assistance with a matter of a more, personal nature. It's Cicero. Ever since he arrived, his behavior's been, well, erratic would be an understatement. I do believe he is truly mad, but it's worse than that. He's taken to locking himself in the Night Mother's chamber and talking to someone in hushed but frantic tones. Who is he speaking with? What are they planning? I fear treachery. So you understand my fear. If Cicero's planning something and conspiring with one of our own, it would be disastrous. Dear brother, I need you to steal into that chamber and eavesdrop on their meeting. It'll be no use clinging to the shadows. They'll see you for sure. No, you need a hiding place. Somewhere they'd never think to look. Like inside the Night Mother's coffin. They'll never think to check it. Who in their right mind would hide inside? Now go, before they meet, and report back to me with whatever you learn. Go, quickly. Hide in the coffin before Cicero and the traitor meet.
Are we alone? Yes. Yes! Alone! Sweet solitude! No one will hear us, disturb us. Everything is going according to plan. The others, I've spoken to them, and they're coming around, I know it. The wizard Festus Crex. Perhaps even the Argonian and the Unchild. What about you? Have you spoken to anyone? No? No, of course not. I do the talking, the stalking, the seeing, and the saying. And what do you do? Nothing! Not that I'm angry. No, never. Cicero understands. Cicero always understands. And obeys. You will talk when you're ready, won't you? Won't you? Sweet night, mother.
Poor Cicero, dear Cicero, such a humble servant, but he will never hear my voice, for he is not the listener.
Oh, but how can I defend you? How can I exert your will if you will not speak to anyone?
Oh, but I will speak. I will speak to you, for you are the one. Yes, you. You who shares my iron tomb, who warms my ancient bones. I give you this task. Journey to Wallen Road. Speak with Armand Mortier.
Poor Cicero has failed you. Poor Cicero is sorry, sweet mother. I've tried so very hard, but I just can't find the listener.
Tell Cicero the time has come. Tell him the words he has been waiting for all these years. Darkness rises when silence dies.
What? What treachery? Defiler, debaser and defiler! You have violated the sanctity of the Night Mother's coffin! Explain yourself! Speak, worm! She spoke to you? More treachery, more trickery and deceit! You lie! The Night Mother speaks only to the listener! And there is no listener! She said that. She said those words. To you. Darkness rises when silence dies. But those are the words, the binding words, written in the keeping tomes. The signal so I would know. Mother's only way of talking to sweet, Cicero. Then it's true. She's back. Our Lady is back. She has chosen a listener. She has chosen you. All hail the listener.
By Sithis, this ends now. Back away, fool. Whatever you've been planning is over. Are you all right? I heard the commotion. Who was Cicero talking to? Where's the accomplice? Reveal yourself, traitor.
I spoke only to the Night Mother. I spoke to the Night Mother, but she didn't speak to me. Oh, no! She spoke only to him, to the listener.
What? The listener? What are you going on about? What is this lunacy?
It's true! It's true! The Night Mother has spoken. The silence has been broken. The listener has been chosen.
When I heard Cicero screaming, I knew you'd been discovered. I feared the worst. Are you all right? Then what in Sithis' name is going on? Cicero spoke to the Night Mother, but she spoke to you? Is this just more of the fool's rambling? What? So Cicero wasn't talking to anyone else? Just the Night Mother's body? And the Night Mother, who, according to everything we know, will only speak to the person chosen as listener, just spoke. Right now. To you? By Sithis. And? What did she say? Amand Motier? I have no idea who that is. But Vollenrud, that I have heard of. And I know where it is. No. No. Listen, I don't know what's going on here, but you take your orders from me. Are we clear on that? The Night Mother may have spoken to you, but I am still the leader of this family. I will not have my authority so easily dismissed. I need time to think about all this. Go see Nazir. Do some work for him. I'll find you when I'm ready to discuss the matter further. This is all just too much too fast. Go get some work from Nazir. I need time to think.
You still here? What's the matter? Can't Well then, your timing couldn't be better. As it turns out, I've got 2 new contracts. One rather easy assignment, and another that should prove quite a challenge. Your first target is an orc bard named Lerbuk. The other is a vampire by the name of Hearn. Happy hunting. Go on now.
Let me guess. Astrid failed to mention I'm her husband? She has a tendency to do that. Doesn't want the others thinking she plays favorites.
bandits are cowards. These seem to be braver than most.
Is the line for my next performance starting already? Come on, don't be shy. Plenty of room for everyone. All right. How about this? Shadows creep, and phantoms leap. He's got scared, and the demons dared to, visit upon him all which they feared. Brilliant, I know. It's a gift. I'm in the mood to sing. What about you, friend? Care to join me? Oh!
Help! Somebody help!
It's nothing.
Never should have come. I'll see you in pieces. Don't just stand there.
ain't much to offer, but if you want a place dry to spend the night, I'll rent you a room. Hrogar's house? It burned down not too long ago. It's a real pity about his wife and kid. The screams woke half the town. Most folk won't go near it now for fear it's cursed. Hrogar claims it was a hearth fire. Some folks say Hrogar started it himself. That's what they say. See, he's living with Alva now. That started the day after the fire. It ain't right moving in with a new love the day after your kin die like that. Aye, our Jarl would sure like to know if he did, though. Might even pay to find out. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Is the line for my next performance starting already?
If you weren't paying
Come
for your
on,
room, I'd
don't
thrown
be
you out a
shy.
long time ago.
Plenty of room for
Shouldn't
everyone.
be surprised if they come around, and if you're never seen or heard
What's the
from again.
matter, friend? Khajiit got your tongue? Maybe you need a little ditty to loosen your gob, huh? There once was a stranger with eyes full of danger. He spoke not a word, but his meaning was heard. Sing on, sweet Lorbuck, sing on. I'm in the mood to sing. What about you, friend? Care to join me?
Huh?
What's the Jarl?
What is it? Dragons?
How are we supposed to feel safe in our own homes? Please, enough already.
I have told Ygritte of your concerns. She'll look after you all. Please, go about your business.
We've no need for wizards in our midst.
Morthal has enough problems as it is.
It's no use. Let's get back to it then.
Keep your wits about you. More.
You need to leave.
I'm just a poor man trying to make a living. I'd leave Mortal were it in my power.
If you've business with the Jarl, I'd ask that you speak to me first. Ah, you saw that, did you? Life in Morthal has been troubled lately. The people are uncertain, restless. They merely look to the Jarl for leadership. There's news of rebellion against the Empire. Strange noises have been heard in the marshes at night. And then, the tragedy with Rogar's home. The men simply seek wisdom. Everything will be fine. The Jarl has put out a bounty on some bandits. Here, take a look at this decree for details. Until next time.
So, life has brought you to Morthal, and to me. What purpose this serves me? Rogar's house fire? Hell, he lost his wife and daughter in the blaze. My people believe it to be cursed now. Who am I to gainsay them? Rogar blames his wife for spilling bear fat in the fire. Many folk think he set the fire himself. Lust can make a man do the unthinkable. The ashes were still warm when he pledged himself to Alva. On rumor and gossip? No. But you, a stranger, might find the truth for us. Sift through the ashes that others are too fearful to touch. See what they tell you. Should you prove him guilty or innocent, I will reward you. I stand where I have always stood, here in Morthal. Now is not the time to fight amongst ourselves. I fear dark days approach, and all of Skyrim's strength will be needed. That which is unknown can create unease, even fear. It is to be expected. Some fear our new resident wizard. As they grow to know him, they will accept him. Time will prove me right. Then stop wasting my time.
Helgi, the father says I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Are you a stranger? The smoke woke me up. I was hot and I was scared, so I hid. Then it got cold and dark. I'm not scared anymore, but I'm lonely. Will you play with me? Okay, let's play hide and seek. You find me and I'll tell you. We have to wait for nighttime though. The other one is playing too, and she can't come out until then. I can't tell you. She might hear me. She's so close. If you can find me first, I can tell you.
Oh.
You're different, aren't you? Not like anyone else. Not in Morthal or Skyrim.
Yes?
Been a murder over in Riften. Some old lady who runs an orphanage. Those poor children must be horrible.
You found me! Laylat was trying to find me too, but I'm glad you found me first. Laylat was told to burn Mommy and me, but he didn't want to. He wanted to play with me forever and ever. He kissed me on the neck, and I got so cold that the fire didn't even hurt. Leilette thought she could take me and keep me, but she can't.
Leilette.
I'm all burned up.
She's dead.
I'm tired.
Speared.
I'm gonna sleep for a while
She's
now.
a vampire. She's dead. Leilette is dead. Leilette. I thought she left to join the Stormcloaks. Oh, my poor Leilette. She began to spend a lot of time with Alva. Yet just a week before, she despised her. In fact, the night she disappeared, she was supposed to meet Alva. Alva told me later that she never showed up. I never got to tell her goodbye. You think Alva? But that means... Ye gods! You think Alva is a vampire? No, you're wrong. You must be wrong. Leilette may have met her fate out in the marsh. I refuse to believe Alva had anything to do with this. There is no way you can prove it to the Jarl. I hope Alva is not what you think. Huh?
Stay sharp.
Is Hrogar innocent? So it's true, the traitorous bitch. Morthal owes you a debt. Here, you were promised a reward for solving the crime, but I need one more favor from you. Morthal is still in danger. The journal mentions Movarth, a master vampire I thought was destroyed a century ago. I'll gather together some able-bodied warriors to clean out Movarth's lair. They'll be waiting outside for you to lead them.
The gods gave you two hands, and you use them both for your weapon. I can respect that.
If you stand before me to accuse me of sacrificing children or eating the hearts of the dead, you may save your breath. I have done no such thing, nor do I intend to. I simply wish to live my life in peace. I keep to myself. I offer spells and scrolls to those who need them, and wisdom in conjuration magic for those who wish to learn. Beyond that, I seek only to be left alone to pursue my research. Till next time.
Oh.
Don't like the looks of this.
get my shot.
times like this, I truly appreciate the joys of a warm fire and a stiff drink. sure you can find your way? It would be easy to get lost in here.
Now you're mine. You won't get the best of me. What was that? Like a bite of a flea. Now you're mine. You won't get the best of me.
Would it be foolish to stop for a while and light a fire? I suppose it would.
Mother's calling me. It's time for me to sleep now. I'm so tired.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend.
The Greybeards have summoned the Dragonborn to High Hroth. No. Well, sometimes, but that's not the problem. I just often don't have much to do, so I tend to try things out. They don't usually work, but I try. Next thing I know, I've used up most of my stock.
Morthal used to be... Oh, well, you know. A bit of this, a bit of that. They haven't made me a guard, even though I've been asking. So I'll take odd jobs. Anything that comes along for now.
Unless it's about the mill. I don't have time to talk. Trust you saw the house that burned down. Peculiar bit of business that was. And that's on top of noises from the marsh in the night. Tales of monsters. And now this wizard in our midst. What's a man to do if he can't look to his Jarl for help? The world's going mad, and our Jarl does what? She hides inside with her visions. We need a leader, not some mystic. How can I? She never speaks with us. She's allowed this wizard, Falcon, to live in our midst practicing gods know what. And now there's talk of rebellion and dragons? What help could Idgrod be against them? No. We can only rely on ourselves. You do well to remember that.
The gods gave you two hands, and you use them both for your weapon. I can respect that.
If you've business with the Jarl, I'd ask that you
Well,
speak to me
look at
first.
you. If by the 8, I didn't think he could do it. Now maybe we can put all this behind us. Take this as a token of our gratitude. The divines reveal things to me at times, yes. I do not hide this. It is a gift. Anyone who believes otherwise does not and cannot understand it. There is room in my court for a new thing. It's an honorary title mainly, but there are a few perks someone like you could make use of. However, I could only grant the title to someone who is known throughout my hold. You help my people, and I'll make you my thane. Good luck. All right then.
What do you need?
much easier to rob when you're dead. Come on, come on! Son of a...
Bandits are desperate men. They have nothing to lose, and they fight like it.
If you've business, I do what I can to see that Idgrut's time isn't wasted, and that she only has to deal with important matters. Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here's your reward. There's news of rebellion against the Empire. Strange noises have been heard in the marshes at night.
Don't take this. My brother is sensitive. He has trouble focusing his attention on things. We were taking him to the Temple of Kinnereth in Whiterun, just so the healers could make sure he was in good health. And they say he's fine. Are you heading to Whiterun? Could you take this letter to the priestess, Danica Purespring? It's a note about Yorick's health. Thank you. I'd better get going.
We need to talk. Look, something is happening here. I'm not sure entirely what that something is, but, well, we need to find out. If the Night Mother really did give you an order to talk to a contact, we'd be mad to ignore it. And I think we'd both agree Cicero's brought quite enough madness to this sanctuary. So go. Go to Vollenrud. It's a crypt, pretty far to the northeast. Talk to this Armand Motier, and let's see where all this leads,
So many contracts, so little time. Wonderful. The only good bard is a dead one as far as I'm concerned. All that singing and mirth. Your payment, as per the usual. You may be the listener, or you may just be a lunatic who's started hearing voices. Either way, Astrid is still your mistress, not the Night Mother. He's a vampire and has blended into human society for years. He's never far from his female companion, Hurt, also a vampire. The contract is for the male Hearn, but you'll probably have to contend with the female too. So for Sithis' sake, watch yourself. Good luck, and try not to get yourself killed.
It's a shame, isn't it? Yorick's sister? Poor child. Magic runs deep in that family's bloodline. It's not always a blessing. Thank you for this. Something for your trouble. Indeed. The temple here in the city is my charge. The goddess's divine blessings have no doubt helped make Whiterun a thriving and prosperous city. After all, it is she who brings rain to our crops and fair weather on the harvest days. Somewhat, yes. At first it seemed a distant thing, heard only in the idle speech of guards and traders. When the wounded soldiers began to return from battle, I did what I could to help them. As more of the sick and injured came to the temple, my work as a healer became more important than my duties as a priestess. I wish only an end to the fighting, so that I can tend to the temple once more. This is the Gildergreen. It was planted as a seedling in the early years of Whiterun. Disciples of Kynareth could sense something holy in it, and traveled far to hear the winds of the goddess in its branches. They built the temple. Of course, not as many pilgrims these days. To the east of here is a hidden grove where the Eldergleam resides. It's the oldest living thing in Skyrim, maybe all of Tamriel. Our tree here in the city was grown from a cutting of that tree. You can still feel the glory of the mother tree through it. Even its name is an echo. I've thought about that. Trees like this never really die, they only slumber. I think if we had some of the sap from the parent tree, we could wake up its child. But even if you could get to the Eldergleam, you couldn't tap it, not with any normal metal. Eldergleam is older than metal, from a time before men or elves. To even affect it, you have to tap into the old magic. You'll have to deal with the Hagravens. I've heard about the weapon they've made for sacrificing Spriggans. It's called Nettlebane. The hags terrify me, or I would have gone after it myself. Your spirit is strong. Kynareth's winds will guide your path. It's held in a Hagraven nest called Orphan Rock.
Yes?
So, have you gotten net? Oh, well, I honestly didn't expect you to come back. Of course, I'm glad you did. Now,
God bless you, Hila.
I don't really want to touch that thing, though. Do you think you could handle the next steps?
Can hardly stand it.
Eldergleam Sanctuary Grove is to the east of here. You can use Nettlebane to retrieve some of its sap.
The pain is so great.
The fever. My body burns.
Was I correct in hearing that you were traveling to the Grove of the Eldergleam? I am a traveler, a pilgrim. I follow the voice of Kinnereth wherever it can be heard. I've dreamed of seeing Eldergleam for years. Might I travel alongside you? I promise not to get in the way. I thank you for your kindness.
Do you have the Eldergleam sap?
Once I've made enough money trading with the... Before my ma and Da passed, I told them that one day I'd become the best trader in Skyrim. I met one of the caravan leaders, Madron. He said he'd help me get started if I could bring him a mammoth's tusk. Easier said than done. You'd do that? If you find one, I could teach you a thing or two about trading. Help you get a fair bargain in the future? Yeah, these Khajiit make a living traveling the roads and selling their wares. It's got to be tough. Skyrim's a hard enough land when you've got a roof over your head. Worst thing is, nobody wants them in the cities. Nobody trusts them. Reputation mostly. A lot of Khajiit turn to smuggling and thievery to get by. A few bad apples spoil the bunch. You know how it is. About the same as everyone else. They're the catfolk of elsewhere. Great warriors, good traders. The way I hear it, elsewhere ain't nothing like Skyrim. It's got tropical forests and dusty badlands. It sounds awful. Farewell.
The finest cuts, fresh from the wilds.
Life's hard enough with all these men propositioning me. But that bard Mikhail is begging for a dagger up against his throat, the way he goes on about me. I heard him boasting at the Bannered Mare, saying he'll conquer me as a true Nord conquers any harsh beast. Huh. If you want to try, go right ahead. I don't think anything will get through that thick skull of his, though. No more than I was already getting. 4 of the guards have already decided they're in love with me. 2 of the guards got into a fight over me at the tavern. At least Balgruf's men bathed regularly. These stormcloaks always smell of ale and sweat, and their breath reeks. Remember, fresh fruit and vegetables every day.
Let me know if you see anything you like. Imperials, Stormcloaks. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that. Do come back.
Yes.
The finest cuts.
They say if a vampire so much as scratches you, you'll turn into...
Well met, kinsman. What brings you to Whiterun? Ah, so it's gold you're after then. You need only ask about it. Plenty of folk in Whiterun with too much fat and gold to be bothered doing anything for themselves. Aye, that I do. Half all my life. We Battleborns have been here since the beginning, along with the Greymaids. Our family's been closest kin for generations, but Ulfric Stormcloak's uprising has divided us. Now, seems we can scarce look at each other without coming to blows. Petty and foolish, that. They are saying dragons have returned to Skyrim. Now that's a real problem. Ain't sure if they're taking on new members, but you should talk to the companions. They're over in their hall, Jorvaskr. If by work, you mean testing your steel in bloody battle. Ah, the most important question of all, that one. You'll want the bannered mare. See old Hulda, she'll keep you swimming in mead. But mind the bard, Mikael. Poncy little milk drinker, that one. Ah, man gives bards a bad name. We Nords have a long history as warrior poets. I am proud to count myself among them. But Mikael, he sings only for gold and the affections of wenches. He dishonors our traditions. May your sword be sharp, and your tongue sharper.
What do you need?